Good evening, everybody. PM on December 17th, Saturday, and this is Logical Excess's Witcher 3 playthrough. I've been wanting to get to this for quite a while now. Now that I managed to get Dark Souls 3 behind me, I can start streaming Witcher 3. Now, this is going to be a blind playthrough. I do have the strategy guide back here. I haven't really read it too much. I'm not wanting any spoilers. I'm not out looking for spoilers. I prefer blind runs where your first run is your first playthrough. I'm just going to play through the game, progress through the game kind of like I normally would. I'm not going to go out of my way to go do secondary content. And I'm not just going to go plow through the main quest using the guidebook here as a guide. The choices that I want to make in this game I don't want them to be biased or influenced by any sort of foreshadowing or forward knowledge of what type of ending may occur depending on what choices. I want to deserve the ending that I earn, basically. Anyway, besides that, the only thing that I've done to keep this manageable, the only thing that I've used the guide for is to basically kind of look at the general framework of how this game is going to progress in terms of whether it's organized in chapters or acts or whatever. So I've seen that the game is actually organized into a prologue, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4, I think, and an epilogue. And then there are 2 episodes for... Episode 1 is for Hearts of Stone. Episode 2 is for Blood and Wine. And Blood and Wine, Hearts of Stone are already installed here. And that's going to be part of this playthrough. So the way this is going to be organized going forward is... I'm going to have videos that will be labeled for each section of the story that we're in. So I'm also going to be creating strategic manual game saves. I'm not going to use manual game saves as I play through this game for the stream. I'm only going to be relying on auto saves. The manual game saves will be at the beginning of each primary section. So I'll create a manual game save at the beginning of the prologue. Then I will create a manual game save at the beginning of Velen, which is part of Act 1. Manual game save at the beginning of Novigrad, which is part of Act 1. Manual game save at the beginning of Skellige, also part of Act 1. Then once we transition to Act 2, I will just be creating one manual game save at the beginning of Act 2. And I will be creating a manual game at the section titled Loose Ends, and then one additional manual game save before Act 3 is over. At the epilogue, I will create a manual game save there, and then as we progress to the Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, I have a manual game save going in each one of those. That way, if I ever do want to come back off stream, because I'm only going to stream this once, my raw playthrough. If I ever want to come back off stream, I'll have a manual game save at like key points in the narrative. To do any sort of like side stuff, secondary stuff, or just things that I missed, or possibly things that I could have done differently to change the outcome of the game. Other than that, that's how this is going to be managed or administered going forward. And I've already almost spent 5 minutes in the very beginning explaining myself. But tonight, I will be committing 2 hours. I don't want to say 2 hours, either an hour and a half or 2 hours. All right. I want to keep these videos still around an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's still kind of pushing it for somebody who wants to. That might actually be too much game time for some people, but I just think hour and a half and 2 hours is a good sweet spot. So tonight we'll be playing the prologue, and I will create a manual game save at the very beginning, and the rest I'll be relying on the autosave feature of the game as I progress through the story. All right, let's get started here.
I see you gather before me. Hungry, terrified, clutching your babes to your breast. Emperor Emir has marched his legions into our lands, laid siege to every fortress from here to the Blue Mountains. Rabid and ravenous, he bites and bites away. Men of the North, you stand at the precipice. Your kings have failed you, so now you turn to the gods. And yet you do not plead. You do not kneel to dust your heads with ash. Instead you wail, why have the gods forsaken us? We must look into the trials we failed long ago. In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres. The gods allowed unholy forces to slip into our domain. The offspring of that cataclysm was the nefarious force called magic. Yet we did not banish it, instead studying the vile arcane for our own power and wealth. And the monsters at our door, the unholy relics of this conjunction. The trolls, the corpse eaters, the werewolves. Did we raise our swords against them? Or have we laid this burden on others? On so-called witches. Stray children taught the ways of foul sorcery, their bodies mutated through blasphemous ritual. Sent to fight monsters, though they could not distinguish good from evil. The flicker of humanity, long extinguished within them. Yes, their numbers have dwindled through the years, but a few still roam our lands, offering their bloody work for coin. To this day, they shame us with their very existence. The North bleeds, flogged by war. The battles are the gods' whip, chastisement for our sins. And let us not forget the terrors, the scourges from beyond our world. The wild hunt rides the sky. With every full moon, leaders abduct our children into lands unknown. Some say they herald a second conjunction. Can we chart a course back into the light? Will we find the strength to banish the mages from our kingdoms? Unite around the warmth of the eternal fire. Nigh is the time of the sword and axe. None will fight this war in our stead. Nigh is the time of madness and disdain.
It's one hell of an intro. Okay, I'm gonna real quick check the autosave frequency because I don't want it to be set too infrequent where it's frustrating. But I also want to have it save. I don't want it too frequent as well, to where maybe it creates a game performance issue. Every 10 minutes? Eh. Enemy upscaling, I'm not really sure. I guess that's enemies increase. Actually, enemies level up as you level up, I guess. They become more difficult. So I believe that's what that is. Like some games, like as you level in other games, you can go back to the old areas and the enemies are cave. They're pieces of cave because they haven't scaled with you. That's kind of cool. That actually gives this game a little bit of replay value and challenge. Autosave interval of 10 minutes is pretty good. I kind of want to make that. I don't want to make it. Every 5 minutes might be too frequent, so We'll go with every 7 minutes. I know that's a bit weird interval. Or 8 minutes, rather. How about that? That's better. Action log? No, I don't think so. Move the corner markers so they fit the corners of your screen. Oh, crap. Okay. Okay, so this is a quick check to see what I've got installed. All right, let's new game. So I guess we pick our difficulty here. I don't want this to be too easy. I am happy to be challenged. Blood and Broken Bones, seasoned, demanding gamer. Not on this playthrough. I'm going to go with the story and sword. Tutorials. I guess it'd be like Witcher 2 save. really, really cool transition from the cutscene engine to the actual in-game play engine.
You know I don't find that amusing.
I don't think I would either, man. Look at this thing. It looks like a face grabber from Alien.
It wasn't meant to amuse, but to prod you to hurry. It's midday already. You promised Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
I guess that means they were whipped?
So, later then.
At the stake
See
or
you
something?
later.
The Witchers. I'm not really sure. That's... This is the first Witcher game that I've ever played. I haven't played the first two, so I'm not as familiar with maybe the story and the lore as some folks are. So here we are in Kaer Morhen. Welcome to the tutorial. Welcome to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. This tutorial will introduce the game's core elements. Each message will be saved in the glossary, where you'll also find detailed information about world lore and gameplay mechanics. To disable tutorial messages, go to the options menu. Minimap and objectives. The minimap in the upper right-hand corner of your display shows your current location in the surrounding area. Underneath the minimap, you'll find the objectives for your active quests. Use your Witcher senses to find the key to the bedroom door. So I'm able to jump, circle. Here's a highlighted object.
You're running out of juice.
I know. You might bring me some more once you're done training.
I forgot how to run.
Nothing but silver.
Gold clashes with my complexion. You should know that.
See, I thought Ciri could stand to wait a little longer.
It's uninstructive, not to mention unreasonable.
I don't want to be reasonable.
Aha, so that's the way the wind blows. Go and train with her, then come back. It'll give me a chance to put my face on.
Of all the women I've known, you're the only one who does that before.
You've known many.
What's it matter? Only ever thought of you. Got any clothes that aren't black or white? Lilac and gooseberries, of course.
Geralt, stop fingering my toiletries.
So here's our main menu, I guess, where we can access the glossary the tutorials tell us about. World map, quests, character meditation. Let's go to the glossary real quick. Bestiary tutorial, characters, books, crafting. So characters, we have Dandelion. I would wager anyone that you, dear reader, are a person of culture and taste, and therefore already familiar with me, Dandelion, and the role I am to play in the following tale. Nevertheless, allow me to sketch a few lines by way of self-portrait for the sake of thoroughness, and in the event you have spent much of the last half-century in some dark corner, where the light of my star has yet to reach, born in 1229, a talented poet and troubadour, a graduate of Oxenford Academy, a frequent performer at royal courts, an unequaled lover appreciated and in some cases adored by ladies worldwide, a skilled negotiator and a stirring orator, such is the image of the bard Dandelion as painted by his friends and promoters. This image is of course somewhat overbright in its coloring. I personally prefer to think of myself as a dedicated artist in thrall to his muse, one whose work has benefited immeasurably from the fact that I was, am, and forever will remain a close friend and steadfast companion to the Witcher Geralt. It is his fate I chronicle in this present work, and his story which I shall sing till the end of my days. And here we have Geralt of Rivia himself. Many cannot fathom the friendship Geralt of Rivia and I, Dandelion, have shared all these years. When we first began breaking bread together, spiteful tongues said he'd be better off cutting my throat and dumping my body in a hollow tree before I provoked someone else into doing the same to us both. Those individuals spoke out of pure jealousy, for Geralt was my dearest friend, a fact which he gave ample evidence of on numerous occasions. I could say a great deal about that world-famous monster hunter, the man known in elder speech as Gwynblade, or in our younger yet no less noble tongue as the White Wolf. For Geralt of Rivia is a truly exceptional individual. A brief encounter might tempt one to label him a mere swinger of swords, a simple monster catcher, a rough-and-tumble practitioner of a dirty trade, but peer closer and you will soon discover he is a man of unplumbed depths, unique views, and vast world-spanning experience. On the surface he is introverted, tight-lipped, one might even say gruff, but underneath lies an overflowing sea of goodwill, good humor, and an honest readiness to help his friends. Be it with a bit of sound advice or the masterful application of his blade, setting aside cumbersome false modesty, I can say that I know his story better than any man alive. I was with him through hard times and good, helping with wise advice, warm words, and razor wit. As a result, I am a vital part of his story, both in its earlier and present portions. It is thus my duty to continue my chronicle, and for the benefit of future generations put in writing the next chapter of his deeds and exploits. Yennefer of Vengerberg. The Witcher first met the raven-haired sorceress a good 20 years back. Their friendship and the feelings between them were born of a common adventure involving a genie and a wish granted to Geralt that intertwined their fates inextricably. In the time since, their relationship had, however, been quite stormy. Rich in ups and downs, crises and breakups, Geralt and Yennefer's love provides irrefutable proof of the thesis that opposites attract. A few years ago, Geralt and Yennefer had, after a long separation full of adventures for them both, gotten back together again. Their moment of repose was interrupted by the wild hunt, which took Yennefer captive. The Witcher set out at once to save her, but lost his memory while doing so. When he finally recovered it, he immediately set off once more on his quest to find his beloved sorceress. So we don't have any books. We have a crafting item here, Warrior's Leather Jacket, which is pretty good. I just have missing some ingredients here. Only blacksmiths can forge weapons and only armorers can craft armor. Look for their icons on the map and mini-map. What I think is kind of cool, we can pin things. We don't have any materials at all. See this? All these crafting mats require components themselves. I have played a little bit of this game. I played probably 10 or 11 hours of this game, and I was pretty much blown away and impressed. So, but it allowed me to get a little familiar with the mechanics of the game because I didn't have any experience coming from any of the Witcher games in the series. No need to mess with the filters. World map. We're in Kaer Morhen. Custom waypoint. Quest list. Here you'll find information about all your quests if you have accepted multiple quests. Quests, use the down D-pad and up D-pad or L to move between them. Press X to track the selected quest. Well, we're tracking that one. Every story has to start somewhere. This one starts in the guest room at Kaer Morhen, the stronghold of the Witchers in the Blue Mountains. It starts with Geralt taking a bath, disproving the theory that Witchers neglect personal hygiene. But as he is bathing, he is brusquely interrupted by Yennefer. Does she even interrupt in any other way? She reminds him that he was supposed to train with Ciri. What could our hero do but bid the sorceress farewell and descend into the courtyard of the fortress? Little did he know this would mark the start of a great adventure. Okay, so this is our character sheet where we upgrade our skills and abilities. Hide descriptions. No, I want to see descriptions. That's kind of cool. Meditation. To rest until a specific time, select time using L and press X. So this is, you would use this to heal. I don't know if it heals, but you use it to replenish your crafting mats, like your alchemy materials. I do recall that. Okay. So. We have a lot of material in here to read. I'm not going to read this. We already had 28 minutes in the playthrough. I'll come back and take a look at this as we progress through the prologue here. World map, quest, character meditation. All right.
Mountain Pass as beautiful as ever.
I mean, look at this environment, man. It's stunning, really. How the wind blows through the trees and the trees respond. It's insane. All right, enough gushing. To unlock doors, walk up to them and press X. To open and unlock doors, face them and press X. Go to the lower level.
Old Witcher's fast asleep. Ciri's disappeared somewhere, of course.
And this is not even on the PC. This is on the PlayStation 4, and I have no doubt that the PC looks
Guess she prefers practice to
10 times
theory.
better.
What?
Time to wake up, Master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too?
Damn it. After taking notes on ghouls and owl-ghouls, wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
Making her slog through that brick? No wonder she took off.
John of Bruges lacks flair, true, but he's reliable. Not like the hogwash they print nowadays. She's tackling the pendulums, right? How many times do I have to tell her? Don't train alone. It only embeds your errors. Bring our young damsel to the lower courtyard. She wants to practice, she'll get to practice.
Yeah, don't get mad at her.
Why the hell not? The whippersnapper refuses to do as she's told.
You like that about her?
Fine. I suppose I'm partly to blame. But this has to end. Now. Killing monsters is not something to be taken lightly. Ciri must understand that, if she's to become one of us. I'll see you below.
Wrong. Now I see why you were so eager to practice. Strike.
Wrong. That's really impressive for a little girl, dude. It would be impressive for anybody. A little boy, like an adult, it doesn't really matter.
You're not in a circus. Pirouette. Wrong. Footwork. Enough. Get down.
With a flip?
What do you think?
And blindfolded.
All right. Take off the blindfold. You've got work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
Maybe for a witcher.
Think drowners or striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations? Though in your shoes, I'd fear Vesemir more than any strigger. Disobeying his instructions? Unwise.
Well, yes, but that book was horribly dull.
I know. And you know that's no excuse.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Better not. Vesemir said if it does, he'll make you eat a bowl of slugs covered in salt.
You!
Exactly. So you'd best behave. Come on. We'll practice with the others down below.
Shall we run the walls?
Let's do the tutorial.
Of course. Is a Witcher school or an elven bathhouse?
Beat you to the bottom.
Maybe if you fall.
Okay, she's already ahead of me.
What did I tell you about breathing? Through your mouth, in rhythm with your steps. Ciri, cut it out.
Oh, crap.
Run into trouble? Should I turn back and help you? Fast! Na 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 na. Oh no, Vesemir's got that look.
What did you expect?
Look at these guys. They're like,
Anything to say for yourself, young lady?
they're all scarred up too.
I'm very sorry, Uncle Vesemir.
Young blood craves action, I understand that. But when you fight a beast, knowledge counts as much as your silver sword. At the very least, you ought to be able to tell a ghoul from an owl ghoul.
By markings, like unto the Panthera tigris that in Zeracania dwells, and by the sickly paleness of its visage.
So you did read the chapter. Still, you should have asked if...
But you were asleep, Uncle Vesemir.
So you did the reading. Why not admit it right off?
Never pounce on an advantage as soon as it appears. Wait till it stands to have maximum effect. Uncle Vesemir's words.
Well, you're a quick study. Quick, but mischievous. Fine, we've talked enough. Geralt, you're with me, Lambert with Eskel, Ciri with the dummy.
Again?
Stop groaning and grab a sword. What do you think? Should we start by reviewing the fundamentals or go right to free training?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start with the fundamentals, because it's been almost a whole year since I've actually played this game.
Should work on the basics. Even skilled masters need to hone the fundamentals, and Ciri's barely a novice.
Draw your sword, Geralt!
Combat. Witchers must be prepared to fight foes of all kinds, be they plate-clad knights, ethereal rays, or bone-crushing giants. To match the strengths and exploit the weaknesses of different enemies, Witchers need to use a variety of weapons and combat techniques. The core tools of their trade are their swords, one steel for fighting humans and non-humans, the other silver for slaying monsters. Witchers have also mastered a simple form of combat magic. These signs are not as powerful as the spells wielded by mages, but they can be cast very quickly with simple one-handed gestures, making them quite useful in the heat of combat. Witchers are also adept in basic alchemy. They can brew powerful potions, blade oils, and bombs, all of which give them a keen advantage when fighting stronger or faster foes. Press left to draw your steel sword. To sheath it, hold left or right. Press R3 to select or deselect a target. When you have a target selected, all your attacks are directed toward it. You do not have to select a target during combat, but doing so can help you focus on a specific opponent.
Quick cuts! 1, 2, 3!
Mount a fast attack against Vesemir by pressing square.
Forward! Enough! Strong strikes now.
Mount a strong attack
Never lock your
against
elbow when
Vesemir by
striking.
pressing triangle.
Position, Ciri. Footwork. Remember.
To dodge to one side, indicate a direction using L and press circle. To roll out of the way of a blow, choose a direction using L and then press X. To roll out of the way of a blow, choose a direction. Hold L2 to parry attack.
Who's next?
What am I supposed to parry? Fighting a stupid dummy.
Pretend now, live later. Riposte! Strike! Counter
Press
strike!
L2 just before your opponent strikes to perform a counterattack.
Maybe the storm's
Too old for this shit.
Slice your jugular.
Now, young lady, to bring the day to a close, we'll go over a few witches' signs.
Press L1 to open the quick
Let's start
access
with
menu.
when.
Activate the Quinn sign. Select the Quinn sign using L and press X to make it active.
Ciri, Quen is sometimes called the Witcher's Shield. Now watch carefully to see why.
The Quinn sign protects you against damage and certain critical effects.
Cast Igni, Geralt. I want to see sparks fly. See? If not for the Quen sign, I'd be aflame by now. Who's next? All right, Geralt. Come on.
Activate the Ard sign.
See that? Time for Axie. Damn it. I hate this feeling. What the blazes are you doing? Axie can really muddle your mind.
You can use the Axis sign to temporarily disorient your opponent.
Show her, Geralt.
Yrden.
Stop showing off, Geralt. See this, Ciri? Couldn't move if I wanted to.
Cast the Yrden sign to lay a magic trap.
Don't worry, Ciri. Quen will dampen the blow.
Select a bomb using L and press X to make it active. Step back and throw a bomb at Vesemir by pressing R1. Hold R1 and aim at one of the highlighted training posts, then release to throw the bomb. Free training. The combat tutorial is now over. If you want, you can continue training with Vesemir. To stop training, simply sheath your sword by holding left on the D-pad or right.
Fine. Enough. Continue training at will. Come on. Come on! At them! Come on!
This combat actually, it's fun. It really is. Like, especially whenever you're.
Come closer.
I feel it's more fun when you're fighting other sword wielding warriors.
Who's next? Who's next?
Mistake.
This'll be quick and painful.
Come on! At them!
What now?
Well, how long you gonna make me wait?
He's actually whittling me down, but I'm not doing any damage to him. Okay. I think I'm gotten used to the training. I'm going to go ahead and in the combat. Boom! Boom!
Whoa! You really showed him, kid.
She got a little mad
Siri,
there.
get down here.
A little she-devil. Soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all the swords at Kaer Morhen.
Find that helmet? Siri? I'll make sure to find every last blade for you. What the?
Yeah, these dummies are actually corpses.
Vesemir.
What in the world? Really cool sequence, but just completely strange.
Aviana will take this and then White Wolf.
No!
It says you can change signs while parrying, but that tip went by pretty quickly. Temeria, Road to Vizima, May 1272.
Had a nightmare.
About?
Take forever to explain.
Dawn's some way off. We've got time.
Started in the guest room at Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in the tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer. Funny, isn't it? She's never been there. Seemed so real in my dream, though.
Was she nagging you about something? True to life, indeed. We'll find her.
In the dream, Owen found Ciri. Then we trained.
Those were the days. Little she-devil. I've trained kids who were faster, stronger, but none had her character. Didn't end well, did it? Your dream?
No. A wild hunt appeared, attacked Ciri. I couldn't move, stood there like a stump.
It was just a dream.
Be dawning soon. Time to go.
Wait. Show me the letter from Yennefer. Might have overlooked some hint in there.
Didn't overlook anything. We were meant to meet in Willoughby. That's what she wrote. Meanwhile, one army or another burned the village to the ground. All we can do is follow her trail, so...
Stop talking for a minute and give me the letter. How about that? It does smell of lilac and gooseberries.
You were gonna read it, not sniff it.
We must meet. Soon. Willoughby near Vizima. Nothing else to guide us there. What's this postscript? I still have the unicorn?
Unicorn? I don't know. I might as well fess up, I guess.
Stuffed unicorn. Used it once or twice. In certain situations.
The things young folk get up to these days.
Back on topic. How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh. But it looks like it leads towards the main road.
Show off with the lighting effect.
Muddled there. Wait, hear that?
I hear it. I smell it. Ghouls.
Remember how I said back at the beginning I'm going to create a save game at the very beginning? I'm going to go. This is going to be my save for the beginning of the prologue, even though technically it's not really the beginning, because if I wanted it at the beginning, I would have saved it the dream at Kaer Morhen. We're going to save here. Lilac and gooseberries. Monsters. Life on the continent and in the Skellige Isles is nasty, brutish, and short. War lays waste to the land, and those it spares live in fear of the countless monsters lurking outside every town and village. Monsters are shown with a silver health bar above their heads, indicating that you should fight them with your silver sword. Adrenaline points. Striking opponents generates adrenaline points. Certain abilities you can acquire allow you to perform special attacks that require and consume adrenaline points. Your adrenaline points slowly decline when you are not engaged in combat.
Of course, when armies pass, necrophages follow. Let's go before any more show up.
Vitality regeneration. You can regenerate vitality by eating or drinking, or by meditating for at least 1 hour. Note, while playing on the Blood and Broken Bones and Death March difficulties, meditation does not regenerate vitality. Food and drink can be placed in your consumable slot for quick use during combat. Press up on the D-pad or down on the D-pad to consume them and regenerate vitality. You have some food equipped in your upper consumable slot. Press up now to eat it and regenerate a portion of your vitality. Wait, a little bit of bread. Walk up to your horse, press X to mount it. Ghoul's blood. Crystal skull.
Bird skull and black crystal. Why do I think this is Yen's?
Just getting used to the sheathing mechanic. Alright. Oh, we got some new glossary entries. Ghouls. Ghouls creep and crawl at night, eating everything in sight. In a snap, they'd eat you too. Chop you up for a ghoulish stew. Children's rhyme. Ghouls and graveers are hard to describe. In part, they resemble humans, yet on the whole, they are the utter negation of all that is human. Though they have arms and legs like men, they walk on all fours like dogs or badgers. Though they have eerily familiar faces, one searches them in vain for any sign of sentiment, reason, or even a spark of consciousness. They are driven by one thing and one thing only, an insatiable craving for human flesh. They're vulnerable against necrophage oil. Cirilla Fiona Ellen Rhiannon. What can I possibly say about her? That we call her Ciri for short. That she was born in 1251. That she has ashen hair and a scar on her cheek. All true, and that's the Cirilla I know best. The one I first laid eyes upon those many years ago. The one who seemed thoroughly, well, not ordinary, but certainly not as extraordinary as she in fact is. For Cirilla is also a highly skilled witcher, heiress to several thrones, the last bearer of the Elder Blood, a powerful source endowed with exceptional magic talent, and the Lady of Time and Space. Her hair color and date of birth seem rather incidental now, don't they? I could also tell you she is Geralt's adopted daughter, but that would be a gross simplification. Ciri is much more. She is his destiny, his unexpected child, someone bound to the Witcher by fate's most inextricably tangled fetters. Following age-old Witcher tradition, Geralt took Ciri to Kaer Morhen when she came into his care. There he and Vesemir taught her in the ways of the professional monster slayer. It was then that her magic talents were first revealed and they discovered she was a source. Ciri's gift proved a curse as well. Because of it, she would one day have to hide from the entire world, even Geralt. Eskel. All Witchers have a great deal in common, but with Eskel and Geralt the similarities are particularly striking. They first met as two boys of the same age, swinging wooden swords at Kaer Morhen. They then went through an ordeal together, the first round of selections, the murderous changes, the trial of the grasses, and training on the gauntlet, the Witcher's daunting obstacle course. They also received hidings together for more than one act of childish delinquency. When they became adults, they walked the path separately, but still reconvened at Kaer Morhen nearly every winter to wait out the cold, drink to their successes, and remember fallen comrades. Though Eskel never gained Geralt's renown, he equaled the White Wolf in experience and carried out his contracts with care and efficiency. Death had almost taken him many times during his hunts, yet in an ironic twist, the hideous scar on his face came not from a monster's claw, but from the blade of Deidre Edemine, his highly unpredictable, unexpected child. Lambert, the youngest among the Witchers of Kaer Morhen and perhaps the last ever trained within its walls. By the start of our tale, Lambert had proven his chops many times over, having hunted down many a mighty beast and traversed nearly all of the continent's realms several times over. Yet he had also developed a reputation for arrogance and sardonic humor, and his gruff and at times excessively blunt manner could irritate even his fellow Witchers of the School of the Wolf. Whatever his vices, it went without saying that Lambert would brave the fires of any hell for his companions. Vesemir. Vesemir was the oldest living member of the Wolf School and most likely the oldest Witcher of any school on the continent, about as long in years as the ruins of Kaer Morhen themselves, and though eternally complaining about his creaky bones, this master of the Witcher trade gave no thought to a well-deserved retirement. Gray but still spry, he continued to ply the monster hunting trade into his golden years. Effectively, too, as he'd seen more beasts than all his students put together. A harsh and demanding instructor in Geralt's youth, over the years he had become something of an adoptive father and mentor to the other Witchers, always ready to help with sage advice and steady hands. In the spring of 1272, when our story begins, Vesemir had joined Geralt on his search for Yennefer, trekking with him through war-ravaged Temeria. Picked up some alchemy ingredients, a bunch of ghoul's blood. Pinning formulae and diagrams. If you want to see a list of components or ingredients required for a given formula or diagram, when you enter the shop panel, select it and perform the pin action. Pinning formula and diagrams. If you select a crafting diagram or alchemy formula and pin it, a list of the components or ingredients needed to create the item will appear in the shop panel. This makes it easier to keep track of what you still. There's a lot of stuff here that I need to go ahead and pin. They changed the look of the mutagens, I think. Oh, you can only have one item pinned at a time. Here are your currently equipped items. Inventory. Travel bag. Here are the other items currently in your possession. Inventory tab. Select a tab to show the items of that type. Stats. Here you'll find information about your most important character statistics. To equip an item, select it and press X. Inventory tabs. This tab shows crafting components and alchemy ingredients. Inventory tabs. This tab shows quest items and all items which fit in no other categories. This tab shows food and items for Roach. And then we have inventory tabs. This tab shows oils, potions, and bombs. And weapons and armor, finally. Inventory item descriptions. You can toggle between large and small item descriptions by holding L3 or turn off item descriptions by pressing L3. Inventory preview. You can see how a given item will look on Geralt. Just press square. Using the preview option, you can see how items will look which you cannot yet equip. Inventory sorting. To choose the order in which items will be shown, press R3. Inventory statistics. To see your character statistics, hold R2 or press R2 to go to the statistics panel. I didn't mean to consume that. Yennefer's letter. Books and scrolls. Use L to switch between unread books and scrolls. Once read, they are added to the books panel in the glossary. Dear friend, forgive me for not asking about your health or how you have been these last years. Time is very short. I have important news. We must meet, and soon. Ride to Willoughby near Vizima, and don't spare the horses. While I do eagerly await our reunion, I won't be able to wait, eagerly or otherwise, very long. Your dear friend Yennefer. P.S. I still have the unicorn. Can't put anything in my pockets yet, I don't think. Books and scrolls, select the glossary. Books and scrolls, select books to open the books and scrolls menu. In this panel, you can browse through the contents of all the books and scrolls you have found. Even if you later sell a book, its contents will still be available here. Oh, so that means you can actually make money off gathering books. On the left, you can select books, scrolls, and letters. Their contents will be shown in the center of the screen. These are world map. Quests. Oh, there's a follow-up on this quest description. As it turned out, all that happened at Kaer Morhen was but a dream, the kind that wakes even witchers, screaming a cold sweat on their brow. Geralt crouched by the fire and surveyed the land, a land ravaged by war, signs of battle stretching to the horizon, but he had not chosen his campsite for its view. Yennefer's trail had brought him here. It brought him there. Follow Vesemir and kill the ghouls. Lilac and Gooseberry's White Orchard. Yennefer had contacted Geralt finally. They had not seen each other in years, and then she'd sent him a letter smelling of lilac and gooseberries, of course, asking him to meet her in the village of Willoughby about a matter of great importance, she had written. So as was his want when it came to all things Yennefer, the Witcher raced off at breakneck speed. Alas, he arrived too late. Passing armies had razed Willoughby to the ground. Yennefer was nowhere in sight. With the help of Vesemir, whom Geralt had encountered along the way, Geralt picked up her trail, which the two Witchers then followed. Yen had ridden north, traversing wildlands and battlefields at great speed. She was in a hurry. Perhaps she was in trouble. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get on that horse.
Ever tell you about this sorcerer I knew? Couldn't stop talking about how useful they are as creatures.
Horses, Witchers spend most of their time on the road in search of their next contract. They must trek across wide valleys, climb over high mountain peaks, and trudge through thick bogs. Luckily, Geralt can always count on his horse Roach to help him in his travels. To have Roach come to you, double press L3.
Because you can brew potions from their blood?
Because by eating living corpses, they prevent epidemics.
Did he know they eat the living as well?
No. Really upset him, too. His theory collapsed. Come on now. Faster.
Double press and hold X while moving to gallop.
War's not exactly going our way.
We have a side.
The Northern Realms.
Radovid's realms, don't you mean? Temeria and Edirn are no more.
Radovid's pledged to restore the old borders, as soon as he wins the war.
Believe that?
Gotta believe something. It's what keeps us going.
Ransacked village.
We going? Help me! Help!
Has it gone?
Yeah. Come out.
Gods, that was close. I was sure I'd end up like my mare.
Provided you got lucky.
Your horse died quickly, but griffins like to toy with their prey. Eat it, alive, piece by piece.
You'd like a reward, I suppose.
Could always use a few crowns.
Thing is, I've a meager purse at the moment. Nilfgaardians requisitioned my goods. Now this. Here.
Back to the trail.
Like I said, leads to the main road and ends there, muddled.
You seek someone?
Yes, a woman. Medium height, long black hair. Seen anyone like that?
No. But there's an inn here in White Orchard. Sole one around. Gets its share of travelers. Perhaps you'll learn something there?
Not a bad idea. Especially since that wound needs cleaning.
Beast barely grazed me. But sure, could use a good rye. Nice and cool, you know, straight from a cellar.
Let's go.
Greetings.
We got a new entry in the bestiary.
Greetings.
Use L to highlight the bestiary and press X. Bestiary. Entries in the bestiary provide additional information about monsters, including tips and strategies for how best to fight them. Press circle to close the bestiary. So grape shot, bomb, hybrid oil, and Ard. They've changed the look at some of these icons, because I remember the oils looking a little bit differently on the in the menus. Half eagle, half tomcat, just like on the Lord's crest, except this one was carrying me a dead cow, dead cow instead of a scepter. Griffin attack witness, name unknown. Griffins were once only found high in the mountains, where they would hunt marmots and wild goats. When humans encroached on their lands, however, griffins soon discovered a new source of much more plentiful and easier caught prey. Cows, sheep, and shepherds, though still wary of main roads and towns where folk with the means to hire a witcher are likely to dwell, these half-eagle, half-wildcat creatures have gone from rarities to oft-encountered pests known throughout the northern realms. Especially hated are the subspecies known as royal griffins and arch griffins. When on a road, hold X without steering to automatically follow its path. Your horse won't lose stamina while using this option to automatically follow a road.
That's it, Roach.
So, a griffin this close to the village? Strange.
My thoughts exactly. In the forest or the mountains, sure, but here? Near the main road.
Maybe it's the war. Corpses everywhere, the stench of blood, burnt flesh. Drives monsters crazy sometimes.
Men, too.
Populated areas. You're nearing a village. Do not disturb the peace. Remember, town guards and hired watchmen will not tolerate theft and also will not look kindly on you accosting others. Local residents often erect notice boards near settlements such as villages and cities. These are marked with a notice icon on your map. Examine them to learn about contracts, work for witchers, and local happenings.
We need to watch ourselves in White Orchard. And we should leave as soon as we learn anything.
Your gran told me about the Swiss. Lad went missing one day, so folk had a witchman that was hunting nearby. Started poking him, asking. And he started twisting and squirming, so wham bam, they knocked his head off.
Elsa so it was deceptive was some drowned. Just don't fall.
What?
Take that down before there's trouble.
That is a coat of arms, the Temerian lilies. They've a right to hang there.
This ain't Temeria no more, old man. It's Nilfgaard now.
My arse it is.
Witches?
I'll not drink with Weaverlaw's freaks.
Freak? Playing Gwent.
Beg your pardon for those thugs.
No need. We're used to it.
Folk are jumpy round here.
Armies just passed through. Now a griffin's prowling about.
Already had the pleasure. One mean beast.
Mean? Light way for a hunter to put it. Clawed Lena so bad, poor thing's 1 foot in the grave. But does no good to wallow in misfortune. How can I be of service?
With a drop of vodka for me.
And you? Something to wet your tongue?
Dialogue. Shops. Options marked with the pouch and coin will open the shop panel.
Show me what you got behind the counter.
Shops. Buy and sell items using the shop panel. Shops. Press X to make a purchase. Shops. Press circle to close the shop panel. Ah, she has some Gwent cards. Decoy, Gwent card. That's a good card. Catapult, man. I'm gonna go ahead and buy all the Gwent cards.
Pretty busy place you got.
Nations on the move. Some search for kin, others just want to get out of the way of the armies. They all need food, drink, and a night's rest in warmth.
So, war's been good for your trade?
Aye, so far. But it'd be best to know peace again. Times like these, you never know what tomorrow will bring.
There a contract on that griffin?
Nay, not at the moment. Used to be. Soon as a beast had built a nest nearby, the alderman would start a collection, or go to the Lord for help. Now the aldermen don't use the privy without asking the Black One's permission first. And seems they hanged the Lord. So no contract.
Shame. We might have done something, but not for free.
Looking for a woman. Raven-haired, violet eyes, dresses in black and white. Riding in from Willoughby. And, strange as it sounds, lilac and gooseberries might have smelled that.
I've not seen nor smelt such a lady. Believe I'd remember.
Yeah, especially hard to forget this one.
Plenty of travellers about, though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
Dialogue. Ending conversation. Dialogue options marked with, I guess, dialogue bubbles with an X inside will end the conversation.
Thanks for everything. you bandage that up?
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Mm-hmm. Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
You hear? Black One's been out measuring the fields.
Let him measure. Better that than burning the harvest.
Drommel. Drommel, you're dumber than a headless cockerel. Why are they marking out them lines, eh? Passing out their patrimony. Give it to their own.
Okay, where's this Gwent? Potions. Now you can use this potion during gameplay. Press up to activate the potion in the first slot, or down to activate the potion in the second slot. You have a Witcher potion, but in order to use it, you must first equip it. Navigate to the usable items tab using the left D-pad. Select a potion using L, then press X to equip it. I think I've already done that. There we go. Oh, collect them all. Complete your collection of Gwent cards. In his previous adventures, Geralt had gained fame as a master dice poker player. Yet, having mastered all challengers in this arena, he had no choice but to find another in which to garner more laurels. He thus decided to take up Gwent, and since he aimed to play at the highest levels, he felt he had to gather a complete collection of all the cards available, including some which could only be had by winning them off of the best players around. Where my Gwent card should be in my inventory. Right? If you want to examine it, open the game menu and go to the Gwent panel. Welcome to the Gwent deck builder. Gwent players use their own customized decks. Use this panel to manage your decks. Factions. You can build one deck for each of the 4 factions: Nilfgaard, Northern Realms Monsters, and Soyatel. Use L1 and R1 to switch between factions. Each faction features a number of unique cards that encourage a different style of play. Each faction also has a faction perk. Nilfgaard wins any round that ends in a draw. Northern Realms grants an extra card after every victorious round. Soyatel decides who takes the first turn of battle. Monsters keeps a random unit card on the battlefield after each round. Leader cards. Each deck has 1 leader. Press square to see the leaders available for the currently viewed faction. Your collection. All the cards you own which can be used with this faction are shown here. Cards in deck. Cards currently in this faction's deck appear here. Deck composition rules. A deck must consist of at least 22 unit cards. It can also contain up to 10 special cards. You can include more than 22 unit cards in your deck, but remember that doing so decreases your chances of drawing your most powerful cards. Building a full deck, your deck is currently 2 unit cards short. As indicated by the red number. No, it's only 1. Building a full deck, you must move 2 unit cards from your collection left side to the faction's current deck right side. Exiting the deck builder, you can now exit the deck builder by pressing circle. When in the deck builder before a match, press triangle to begin playing or circle to quit and forfeit the match.
I'm looking for someone.
And we seek some peace and quiet.
Out of my face, freak. For your breath sours my beer.
Dialogue Axis. Options marked with an upside down triangle will make use of the Axis sign. This sign influences people's minds, causing them to act according to your will. To charm more stubborn individuals who would otherwise resist during a conversation, invest in the delusion ability in the character panel.
Raven-haired woman dressed in black and white. Seen her? Talk.
Folks say the lady rode through the village a few days back. Galloping so fast she knocked Radabor into a ditch.
Which way did she go?
Dunno. Lots of tracks leading off the main road. Could have gone anywhere.
Oi, people! The freak's taken Micah's mind!
Uh-huh. And I'll take your tongue if you don't shut up.
I've drunk enough. My head's spinning.
Tain't the hooch. 'Tis wizardry.
Yes? What is it, Wolf?
Realize it's been half a year since we hunted down that fiend in Varun?
Yes. Though that was more than a fiend. What was that bastard's name? Drugan? May the soil lie light upon him. Things used to be simpler. Monsters were bad, humans good. Now, everything's all confused.
Used to be exactly the same. You've just forgotten.
Do well not to point up my age. You're near a century old yourself.
See you later, Vesemir.
It's locked.
There are 4 factions.
4 what?
Oh, a stash. You can store weapons, armor, and junk in your stash for safekeeping, confident they will not be stolen or otherwise disappear. You can access your stash in a number of places throughout the world. Items stored in your stash in one location will be available in all other locations as well. Stash locations are always visible on the map. Look for the green chest icon.
Factions, teams, suits. Similar to clubs and spades, except each suit has its own face cards. There are also special cards.
Wouldn't you rather play war? It's like to be near dawn before you get your game in the noggin.
Let's play Gwent.
What a waste of time. The Earth shall revolve around the sun before you comprehend these rules.
Got a minute?
Why not? Aldert Geert, Assistant Professor in Contemporary History at Oxenfurt Academy.
Geralt of Rivia. Witcher, with tenure. I'm looking for a woman. Long hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not. Unlike the populace, I know the horsewoman of war is pure poppycock.
Horsewoman of War.
Horsewoman of War? What's that about?
Folks say an omen. A beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
I can vouch for the last bit. Know where they saw her?
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
Yeah, why are you here?
Not
dude?
a place I'd ever expect to find a scholar. Take it you're fleeing the war?
Quite the opposite. Chasing it. I'm headed for the front.
Tired of life?
I seek knowledge, which I value more than life itself. I've a thirst no dusty old tomes can quench. I wish to see the Nilfgaardian invasion with my own eyes, understand it, and record it all in my chronicle, my magnum opus.
Interesting. We need somebody to describe war, what it's really like. Not colorful banners and generals making moving speeches, but rape, violence, and thoughtless cruelty.
Ah, I see you lack the polish of the Academy. Rape and cruelty are details of no import to the war's course. Trinkets on the garment of conflict, one might say.
Tell that to the people whose houses burned down. War reached Novigrad yet?
Nope, but it's only a matter of time. Nilfgaard on one bank, Redania on the other. Drooling over the city like dogs over a juicy bone.
Many a ruler's choked on that bone.
True. We value our liberty in Novigrad, and we know how to fight for it.
The scholars especially.
The sword is not the only weapon. Do not forget, architects from our academy designed the city walls. Walls no war machine has ever crumbled.
Gotta go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No, and I don't have time to learn.
But the rules are quite simple. Come, let's play.
Dialogue Gwent. Options marked with cards will begin a game of Gwent. Yeah, I am going to play Gwent on this playthrough. I do like the card game.
Splendid. Here's how it's done.
Welcome to Gwent. Gwent is an ancient dwarven card game that simulates the clash of two armies in battle. The players are generals and the cards are their forces. Great, I'm going to go first. Choose a card to redraw. To begin, you draw 10 cards. This will be your hand for the rest of the match. You will not draw any more cards, so use these wisely. Unit card strength. This is a unit card. The number in the upper left corner indicates its strength. When placed on the battlefield, this value is added to the total strength of the player who placed it. Unit card combat row. This is the unit's combat row icon. This icon indicates the row on the battlefield where the card can be played. Close combat, range combat, siege combat. Unit card special abilities. Some unit cards have special abilities. This K20 Siege Expert's special ability is called Morale Boost, which grants +1 strength to all units in the same row. Weather cards. Weather cards are a type of special card. They reduce the strength of all cards of a given type on the battlefield, including your own. Redraw. At the start of each game, you can select up to 2 cards to discard and redraw, but let's skip that for now and go straight to playing. Battlefield. Here's the battlefield. This is your side. This is your opponent's side. Turns. During each turn, a player may place 1 card on the battlefield or pass. Each deck has a leader. The leader grants you a special ability which can be used only once during a battle. Trigger the special ability at any point by pressing square. Playing cards. Press X to select a card from your hand. Press X again to place it on the battlefield. Total strength. The number on the left by your icon shows the current total strength of your units. The number on the right shows the total strength for that row. Both values are updated when a card is played. At the end of a round, the player with the highest total strength wins. Passing. During your turn, you can pass by holding down triangle. Once you pass, you cannot play any more cards during that round. Your opponent can continue playing cards until he or she passes as well. You should pass when you are confident you can win with the units you already have in play, or to let your opponent win and save your cards for the next round. End of round. A round ends once both players have passed. The players then compare the total strength of their units to determine the winner. All cards on the battlefield are discarded and both players' total strength is reset to 0. Hmm. I think he's going to be able to beat this. Yeah, he just beat me. But life gems. The player who loses a round also loses a life gem. The game is over once a player has lost both life gems. I won this round. Pro tips. There is no shame in passing and letting your opponent win a round. Sometimes it's better to save your cards for later. Each deck also features its own heroes. Heroes are high-value cards, immune to the effects of special cards. These powerful cards can turn the tide of battle. Acquire more powerful cards by completing certain quests or purchasing them from vendors.
You've a knack for this game. If you ever find yourself in Oxenfurt and wish to play a true master, ask for Stepan. A simple innkeep by trade, but a true maestro when it comes to Gwent.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
Stepan. A Miraculous Guide to Gwent. The tome you hold in your hands, commissioned by the most gracious Duke de Berry, shall make use of magic most arcane to display which Gwent cards are currently missing from your collection. You need but open it and repeat in your mind, how about a round of Gwent? And the following shall appear: Velen 47, Novigrad 34, Skellige Isles 28, Royal Palace in Vizima 1, Kaer Morhen 1. Number of new cards which can still be won from players of no particular renown or skill 47.
Ah, you return. Shall I deal?
Nah, I don't want to play again.
Gotta go. So long.
Till next time.
I just won some cards off of him anyways. The cat doesn't like witchers, huh?
Something else you'll be needing.
Nilfgaardian rule to your liking?
What's there to like? 'Tis the same as any other. They tax us, requisition this or that. But they do keep the peace in the village, I'll grant 'em that.
You don't mourn Temeria's passing?
I mourned it round half a year back, when King Foltest was cut down. Now I just want peace.
Farewell. Looking for a woman.
Like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
2 schnapsies. It'll
Schnapsies?
lift your spirits.
Well, I have a drink.
Fine, I'll have a drink. Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Well, he knew her name.
Never mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
Nilfgaardian Lemon. How does he know Yen?
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads, of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
And runs into a very patient witcher.
Into Geralt of Rivia himself.
Oh, shit.
The Butcher of Blaviken.
Know who I am? Who might you be?
What do you do? Who are you?
A mangy vagrant. Gone to Rodin, at your service.
Vagrant? That a profession now?
Once a merchant of mirrors. The madding crowd dubbed me Master Mirror, or the Man of Glass.
Recognize me from Master Dandelion's ballads too?
To your health.
You seen Yennefer?
Deepest apologies, but I must ask. Is this about love?
Guessed it. It's love.
I knew it at once.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
A Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
Thanks.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
I was seeing if there's a new description in the quest. Ask the Nilfgaardians about Yennefer. Approaching hour 55 mark. At 2 hours, we can get ready to end the stream.
Done drinking?
Yeah, these guys.
Then fuck off.
You're looking for trouble, huh?
Don't want your kind here.
Back off.
Haven't done anything to you, so just calm down.
Of course not. You done nothing.
Horsel's working witchcraft. Get him!
British soldier! With vigor!
Come on.
I'll rip off your melon and shit out!
No. I'm not... I guess that would be considered stealing if I just randomly loot people's belongings. Game saves. Your game state will be automatically saved when you reach certain milestones in the story. Still, you should save your progress early and often on your own. The world is full of predators, bloodthirsty beast bandits, and countless other dangers. That is true. So I guess this is where the game pretty much turns freedom over to us.
Will you raise a glass with me?
It's Durban now. D-E-R-V-A-N. Not Goidemar.
What do you mean? I know what they named you at your cutting. What kind of name is that anyway?
Named you at your cutting. I guess your circumcision.
Freak.
Let's go. Let me talk to Vesemir, see what he thinks is going on.
Be gone. We'll not talk.
I've drunk enough. My head's spinning.
Tain't the hooch.
Yes? What is it, Wolf?
See you later, Vesemir.
Yeah, nothing new. Alright. I'd love to continue to explore, but I do want to keep these streams at a reasonable length, and we're approaching the 2-hour mark here, so this is a good spot to call it. So this is the conclusion of the Witcher 3 playthrough number 1 in the prologue of White Orchard. I'm going to be co-playing this game along with FF15. So if you're interested, look for my FF15 streams as well. But for the time being, this is a good stopping point. This is really, we've kicked it off here in White Orchard. It's time to basically, the game's opened up to us now. We can start exploring White Orchard. And when I come back, just kind of give you a preview of what I will do next is, I'm sorry, I kind of like lost my bearings there for a second. But I think we started the game over here at the crossroads, ran through the ransacked village. The ford is where the fellow was attacked by the griffin. Then we entered White Orchard. But anyways, I'm going to immediately go to the sign here, the notice boards, pick up some quests, and start experiencing some of the content here in the prologue. But we'll do that in the second stream. So anyways, guys, if you're here with me, good night, and hope to see you in the next one. Peace.